Oh, and look at the bicycle in the back. Hey folks, Tim, welcome back to the channel. So we're not in Lower Alabama today. We're up here in New England where I grew up, and we got a little secret stash of some cars back here that have a pretty cool story that we're going to tell you about. One of my good buddies, this was his grandfather's place. He would use his cars and then just kind of park them out back when he was done and just leave them. A few of those treasures are here. We're going to get my buddy to tell the backstory on them, and we're going to head back and take a peek at these things. One of them is super cool, one of my favorite cars of all time. It's a 60 Buick, and I love that era of cars. Well, my dream, if you don't know, is a 59 Buick Invicta. Someday I'll have one. But let's take a walk out in the woods and check this out and get this backstory. Let's mosey on out. You never know what kind of treasures you could find here too. So let's go with my buddy to hear this backstory of all these cars, how they got back here, and the cool things that happened on this property. So let's get with Jay, and we'll find out about these things. Let's go find them. All right, gang. So I found my buddy Jay. This is his place. It was his grandfather's. Right? It was your grandfather's place. There's some super cool old cars in there. A Buick that I know is there that I absolutely love. And Jay was just telling me some cool stories about the Buick, and right, you got it on film.
Yeah.
Was it your grandfather, your uncle?
My grandfather? Well, so my grandfather had the Plymouths, right? There's 3 Plymouths down there.
Yeah, the 3 Plymouths.
And when he would just use them up. He would drive them until they wouldn't drive anymore, and he'd push them down in the woods, and that would be where they sat. And he would use them to store all kinds of stuff, garbage, food, who knows?
Just
who knows,
anything he had laying around.
What he
Use
was
it as a storage shed.
Yep, but the Impala was his nephew's car, and I actually have the old reel-to-reel video of his nephew peeling out of our driveway and then down 145, which at that time was a dirt road.
That's crazy to think of that road as a dirt road.
Because it's now like a main highway.
It is. It's like super busy.
It's nuts. And so it's a really cool little piece of history to kind of have that down there. And, you know, the kids would always go down there and play and stuff. And one of the hardest things, my son would go down there and I would tell him, you could shoot anything. Don't shoot the cars.
Don't shoot the cars.
And I looked around. There's no bullet holes in those cars. So he was
good about it.
He was good about that.
That's a hard thing to resist, because I know personally that we had some cars on the old family farm.
Oh, yeah.
And they were always the targets.
Oh,
shoot the headlights out, shoot the tail lights out, blow the windows out.
But there's still like lights, and there's still parts of those cars which if somebody took those off and used them for, you know, a car that they were refurbishing.
Yep.
Some of that
still
stuff is
usable stuff on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't wait to dive into these things and check them out.
Absolutely.
And really, that Buick, so there's a Buick there that I'm like, I've got a thing for Buicks, and so I'm really psyched to go check it out. Yeah. And my grandfather had a 59 Invicta.
Really?
Yeah. And it was blue.
It's got those wings in the back.
Yeah.
It's a sharp car.
With like the tail lights are like a rocket.
Yep.
Super cool car.
Thanks for taking a look, though.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you for letting us
beautiful.
You know, check them out and hearing a little bit of the story behind them. And
you got it.
It's funny that, though, your grandfather, I'm done with this car, just tuck it in the woods and forget about it. We got a storage shed.
Exactly.
All right, guys, let's go check them all out. It's super fun.
Let's do it.
And thanks, Jay, for again, for letting us check these out. So let's go check them out. Pretty awesome story there. So let's go check them out now and see them for ourselves. We got an old cordwood saw. All kinds of stuff tucked away out here. Yeah, I think this is an old frame for an old cordwood saw. All the pieces parts are gone, but the carriage is still there. Used to use one of these as a kid, and it had like a 3-foot blade there. I couldn't even imagine letting my kid get near this thing. We didn't have a guard like this either. It was just wide open. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Okay, let's go. Old hay rake over here. That's super cool. Got an old hay rake. That is a beautiful piece. That is so cool. Beautiful. All right, I'm getting bit up by prickers. Oh, we got parts. We got car parts. Car parts. The deck lid off of a Plymouth. Look at that. Look at that. Almost looks like it would have been a third brake light. I wonder if that was a running light or just a reflector. And it's still perfect. That is super cool. Ow, prickers. Guarantee someone's looking for that thing. That's pretty wild. It's amazing that it lasted this long. Thing didn't smash. It's crazy. What else we got over here? Some old plows. Doodads. Old doodads, and the old shed collapsed right over the top of them. There we go. Shredder. Roto hoe. Shredder. Oh, I got prickers. I see them over here. There they are. We were going to try to get here yesterday, but as you can see, it was pouring all day yesterday. Ow, prickers, 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 prickers. It was pouring all day yesterday, so our kind of plans got twisted a little bit. Let's see what we got here. There's the Buick. That's what I was really interested in, is that Buick. Let's see what else we got. There's not much left of them, just some shells. See what they are. I wonder if that deck lid that we just found was from one of these critters. So what do we find here? What is this thing? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, another Plymouth. Plymouth Special Deluxe. That hood ornament, huh? The ship. That is so really beautiful. Just works of art. Love them. There's full of treasures in here too. There's old equipment, stuff. Like Jay was saying, that he would just, something would break on him and he'd just park him here. Get the next car, park it here. And then ended up with his own little private junkyard back here. Let's check this other critter out here. This one's been taken apart, used as a storage shed. All the wheels in the back. I knew what that was. That doesn't look like anything car related. Generators. Say this thing had for miles on it. It says 51,519 miles. It's probably all about it ever had on it, because these things, I mean, you really didn't leave town. It wasn't like you were commuting across country. Remember years ago, it was 100,000 miles was the kiss of death. He was a Plymouth guy, for sure. Slowly sinking into the earth. I really like that, the body lines on that first one. Was that like a 35 or so? Something like that? 35, 36? No, maybe a little later. Probably like a 40. To me, that looks like a 39 or a 40. This one here, a little later, probably 46, 47, right after post-war. Another Plymouth. This one's a Plymouth too. Need a tire. He's got spare tires. Plenty of them hiding out there. Another Plymouth Special Deluxe. This one's all, it was intact. That is super cool. Like that. Look at that. Isn't that neat? It's got the fan for the individual plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the coil. 6 plus the coil. That's pretty cool. Look at this. The water pump actually had a grease fitting there too, for the bearing on the water pump. Can't say I've ever seen that before. Now my baby. Look at that thing. Look at this thing. Oh, and look at the bicycle in the back. Dang, that is so cool. You get a shot of that? What is it? With the headlight. It's a Schwinn. It's an old Schwinn. See it right here? They got the tag, Schwinn. That is super cool. How many years that thing been stuffed back there? The door frame fell off. I don't think it's openable. Look at that beauty. So this is a LeSabre. I believe it's a 60, maybe 61, 60, I think. I believe it's a 60. But my grandfather had a 59 Invicta. 4-door hardtop. So cool. I really like to get one of these. So this thing should have the nailhead in it. Oh, these prickers are brutal up here. I've forgotten. My buddy said they used to just park them here. So if this thing's been sheltered, we're gonna check the engine out. Let's stand by and see if we can open this thing up. Dude, look at that thing. Love it. All right, let's see if there's any way we can open this hood. This is the top metal coming off. See what it has for some kind of latch. You're gonna need a tetanus shot after this. Made something happen there. All right, I got the first latch out. I think it has a safety latch. So just trying to do this without gloves and not too many wounds. It's all completely rusted and sharp. Only a slight move. It's fine. Got it? Just needed a little air. This hinge might be a little stuck. Come on, we can do it. We got one hinge free. There we go. Oh. See if I can work that hinge a little with this stick. Nope. There we go. Sure is a nailhead. Let me bring you in here and let's look at it together for the first time. So there she is in all her glory. Been here for God knows how many years. The air cleaner kind of rotted off of it. Still sealed shut and it's been undercover, looks like. But there's the old nailhead. All left original. It is so cool. It's a full time capsule. It's gonna be the transmission. We got the oil. Let's look at this. Let's look at the transmission. Look at this. Look. Look at that fluid. It still looks fine. What about the engine oil? Do we dare? It's sludgy, but look. Let's put it down here and look. That's sludgy. but it's still oil. I wonder. Yeah, pretty amazing. It's all intact, ready to go. I really think we can do something with this. It's really cool. You know, seeing that it still has oil, transmission still has fluid in it. I want to see if this thing will run. I kind of think we could get it running. New points, as long as the starter will turn. Some new points, a different carburetor, obviously. And just see if it'll like spark or do something. Because I really think that should be saved. So let's get this hood closed. Make sure she's back under cover here. And let's check out the rest of this thing. Well, thankfully, it was super easy. It just went right down. So I got it covered up, safe again. Not like the old Ford at Mr. Heelmeyer's where I had to come back 3 times before we finally got it closed. But I'm just really intrigued about this bicycle too. Just think of little stories that the car, the bicycle, all this stuff could tell. Super cool. Well guys, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed the little backstory of these cars and how they got here and all this jazz. And let me know what you think about that nailhead, because I really think this summer when I'm back up here that we should do something with it. Fart around, see if we can get that thing to huff and maybe yank it up and take it back to Alabama with us for a future hot rod or something. But really cool out here. Beautiful out here in the backwoods of Connecticut. Fortunately, it's a nice mild day. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you on the new one. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, gang, we'll see you soon. Bye. Really cool. Now we gotta hike our way back out of here. I bet you that deck litter's from that car.